So that's changed plans for a little bit today. I have a big delivery coming this morning and a special guest joining me today. So some of you will recognise him from the Beekeeping show and the BBK Spring Convention, obviously for UK residents. But it was forecast, and don't get me wrong, it's also needed as well, but not great to work in. We're going to be heading out, we've got a few deliveries to make, we've honey to pull today, and I've got some queens I need to make splits with. So I'd say not ideal conditions, but you got to deal with what you get, don't you? And he's here, he's finally made it. So he actually set off at 3 o'clock this morning, and he's just made it here now. And I got a message about 2 hours ago, and I'll show you the message. There he is. Darius from Techtron UK.
Yep.
So Darius has finally made it at last. How long did it take you?
7 hours.
So that's commitment, just to see me and all, you know, so I'm going to be happy with that. So I think he set off at about 3:30 this morning. He's had a blowout on the motorway, but he's soldiered on through. I finally got here. It's so I'd say some of you may recognise him from the Beekeeping show and the BBK Spring Convention. Obviously had a setup there with his equipment. So Darius, enough of me talking. Tell us about obviously yourself. Tell us about Techtron UK. I know you've been on our channel before, but for anybody who's not seen it, obviously let them know what you're about.
We're a new business on UK market, introducing beekeeping equipment, mainly for honey extraction, for hobbyists and for small beekeepers, all the way to commercial beekeeping as well. Yeah, I mean, today is great, and thank you very much that you allowed me to come and see you here.
So Darius is actually going to get a chance for this as well. So whilst he's up, obviously he's going to drop some equipment off. The arrangement is we're going to review it, we're going to use it, we're going to test it thoroughly, put it through its paces and give a good honest review, because there's no point us plugging something or looking at something and showing you guys something we've not used it and we don't believe in it ourselves. So yeah, while Darius is up here, I am going to utilise him, and we're going to go out on the bees. I put clearer boards on last week on our rapeseed site, so a little bit of donkey work, fetching and carrying. He's going to be bringing the supers in for me. But before we do that, we're going to obviously unload and see what he's brought up for us. So quality-wise, Darius, tell us obviously about the equipment, what it's made from, where it's made, and why you think it's better than what's already out there.
Okay. Well, the equipment is manufactured in Serbia. It has been sold in Europe over the years, and it has been received really well. It's a very well made product. It's very well priced. Most of the stuff it's made of acid-proof stainless steel. We're going to show you over the period of time all our products, and hopefully we'll make as many videos as we can of the whole range we've got. Today we've got a manual honey extractor, full frame tangential, and also electric version of the same extractor. We have got a capping table, which we're going to show you, very good quality, probably half the price to
what's out there,
to what's out there, you know. And
I think I touched on this on an earlier video when we were at the Beekeeping show. The quality is immense. I mean, Richard Knoll even commented on it at the time, how good the quality. So Darius does everything from, as he said, from hobby 3-frame extractors that you can use in your kitchen at home, all the way up to the big kit that the commercial guys will be interested in as well. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. As Darius has just touched on there, the quality is outstanding, which we're going to get to show you as well. And as Darius is absolutely right, it's priced correctly as well. So up to now, there's just been 2 or 3 big names out there, and choice has been quite limited. Where now you've got obviously Techtron UK on the market. I'll put the link in the description, and obviously below you can go and have a look yourself. So as you've seen, Darius has brought us loads and loads of little goodies for us to be using over the next few months to try. As I said, we'll be giving honest reviews on this stuff. but I'm really excited with what I've seen so far. So Darius, tell us what you brought in then.
Right next to us we've got a honey warming cabinet or a pollen dryer, so that's 2 in 1. We've got obviously different sizes and different setups, so depending what you really want to use it for. So this is typically for drying the pollen.
It's got pollen drying shelves in at the moment.
But those shelves can be just literally swapped with the stainless steel shelves, and you can use it to warm the honey.
Good stuff. And we've also got
honey extractor. This one here, that's a tangential full frame. Obviously we're gonna it comes like this. It's pretty much set up. Just need to have the legs fitted and the controller plugged in. We're gonna do that in a minute.
And just above it we have.
Just above it we've got a wax melter here with a press. So I'm quite excited if we manage to use it today or tomorrow to see it working. So this is looks like a solid machine.
It is. I can vouch for that. It's got some weight to it. This thing, like, so obviously it's substantial for the heat. And then we've also got a couple of honey buckets. One, obviously a jarring bucket, stainless steel, great quality again. And the second one, which I'm looking forward to using. So it's a honey strainer. So honey and cappings in one side, obviously strains through, and then you can just jar at the other side or bucket at the other side. And last but not least,
we've got our capping table here. This one, that's a 1.5 meter length. We also got slightly smaller, 1 meter, or you can go as far as 2 meter. That's quite a big table there. But the 1.5, again, plenty of space to work. You can use any size frames, with those just being adjustable, so you can move them around just to fit any frames you need to use. Yeah, quality table, stainless steel, 0.8 millimeter stainless steel, very nice finish. That's doing really well already. We kind of can't get enough at the moment.
So, like I said, we only just touched on these things we already brought in. We will be doing thorough reviews on them as the weeks go on. Like I say, we'll choose one at a time and we'll do a full video on it. As you can probably hear, the rain's still not stopped, but that's not going to stop us. We're going to
we're wet.
We're going to be wet. Yeah, we're going to jump in the truck now, get out on the bees. As I said, we've got some deliveries to do. We're going to collect some supers, and that will allow us to put this equipment to the test. Catch you in a bit. So we're still braving it. We're getting absolutely soaking. Darius has got a bit to break in. His brand new, look at that, branded bee suit. Happy days. It's actually spot on. So stay tuned for these bee suits if you're interested, if you like the look at them. So they may feature on his website soon. So we're back where we were last week when I did the video. So these are the hives we did the demo on. So we're going to be very careful when we take this top box off now. So obviously there could be a hatch queen in there waiting to get mated. Just wanting to show she ain't going to get mated today. And then we've got our supers, which should be clear now, obviously with our clearer board. And so we're going to skim that off, take that away, ready to get extracted. So we're quite soggy. We've taken the honey off. Darius's first experience of a honey harvest. I'm about to get stung in the face, as normal. How did you find that for your first experience then?
Yeah, very good. Very interesting to see the process, what's happening in the hive.
So we've done a little bit of explaining there, obviously, how we get to this point of pulling the honey off. So hopefully the weather's going to pick up a little bit tomorrow, so we can actually get Darius inside the hives properly, doing an inspection. This ain't going to be happy until it stung me, is it? So yeah, we're going to get wrapped up now, head back, get this honey in the warming room, hopefully get it extracted later on this week, before it starts to crystallise or anything like that, and fingers crossed for a better day tomorrow. Like I said, Darius has travelled a long way to, obviously he's brought the equipment up to experience this as well, so fingers crossed we get some better weather for him tomorrow.
So that bee stung me through the glove. Must do, unless it stung me when we were unloading.
Yeah, so it's when we're unloading the honey.
Yeah, maybe.
It got you on the hand, but at least you didn't react. That's the bonus.
I didn't cry.
So another day, Darius has had.
Hello.
So Darius has had a night in the hotel. Got him up bright and early this morning. We've just done a bit of a treat for me actually. Took him out for a bit of breakfast, and then we've just come to our local mate in April. We're just going to check some cells. To be honest, we can't do a lot today. It's not stopped raining now for 48 hours. It's due to carry on tomorrow, but brighten up over the weekend. So it's damage mitigation. We're just doing what we can do. Probably some inside jobs after this. But yeah, check these cells and we'll see what we're up to. See if they're ready to go into the incubator. So anything with the G on is for obviously grafting. I said they'd be a little bit nasty because they're because of the weather. So there you go. That's the cell. So it's going to be queen, 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 queen. So they just need finishing off now.
I really wanted to do that.
Yeah, do it because they're going to notice. You like Vicky. Vicky's got a little obsession with smoking the bees. Yeah, yeah. So the few of their caps are. So they're just about to be capped. These. See that one? They've already finished that one. That's capped. So that's a little bit of a better take.
They're not aggressive, are they? I mean,
no, they're just a little bit naughty now because the conditions aren't that great, to be honest. And what have we got here? So another one there. So we've not done too. We'll probably end up with between 30 and 40 cells. So we need to keep restocking this with fresh brood to keep those nurse bees in there to maximise the efficiency of cell builder. Yeah. So as I've said, late spring, early summer. The woolliats had to come back out because of the weather's so terrible. So we've had 2 inches of rain within 2 days, and the forecast is pretty much the same tomorrow. So myself and Darius have come up to one of our clover sites. Now, I've raved about this clover site since pretty much December, and I've just noticed now, I've just seen the first signs of the red clover starting to flower. There's a little bit more over here as well. So the forecast is again to get better. The more I look, the more I see, to be honest. So the forecast for the weekend is nice and bright and sunny again. So after this rain, like I say, I'm complaining about the rain, but to be honest, we needed it. Like I say, as long as we get the nice warm weather after, plenty of nectar coming in then, and this will see us through for these bees right up to the end of the season. Just come to Liverpool then. Just casting our eyes over these hives before I actually go into them. Grass is covering the entrances again. There's one in particular got my attention. And very, very noisy. Very, very busy. And they look a little swarmy. Maybe we should go in those ones first. I may be wrong, it may be just because there's a flow one. I mean, all that bramble is it's coming into flower now. It looks epic. So the bees are on it. Bumblebees, honeybees all over it. So bumblebees, honeybees all over it. So it may just be the case that they're on a great flow. But yeah. Better get my suit on, aren't I? Nukes them. They're busy enough from the splits we did the other week. So again, we'll get those checked. See where we're up to with those cells. Those bees seem to have calmed down a little bit, so I'll just poke my head in some of these nukes. Buddy, ants all over crown board. I was trying to work out in my head when these cells were due to hatch. I think they're still going to be sealed yet, to be honest. They're a little bit light. Could definitely do with some feed. So when we arrived, these 2 hives were really, really busy. I even questioned whether one of them was swarming. But it's just a case, they're in full flow mode. Brambles in flower. There's other bits and pieces about now. You can see the bee activity in this site. So, and I did say a couple of months back that last year we got an amazing spring crop off this one. So it's the same again this year. Vic, if you want to pull that frame out again. So we're pretty much capped in this hive, and then the one of Vicky's we are. So, and they're pretty much the same all the way through. 2 or 3 supers on each, and they're going to need more today. So we showed you this white queen last week, the 4-year-old queen, whatever she works out to be. It'll be in white. We've gone back in.
there's more supersedure cells. The reason I know the supersedures is because the queen's still in there and these cells are capped, and obviously the bees have not swarmed. So I am going to let them supersede her, or let them think they have, but I couldn't bring myself to kill this queen. She's already filled 4 supers this year with this on this hive. All the frames are fully laid up. Obviously the bees know best, they know better than us, and they're determined to supersede her. So I'm going to let that cell hatch. That queen can go out, get mated, and then this colony can carry on. But I've taken the queen away, I've made a little split, she'll go in there, I will then put her in a fresh hive. If later this season they want to supersede her, then so be it, but I'm just being a little bit sentimental, I think. So I've pulled this frame out intentionally, just because I think it's interesting for people to see. We have a lot of buckfast bees in our operation, which are generally lighter bees anyway, but then we have some, like this queen here, are so ginger, it's almost unusual. And obviously there's a knock-on effect to that, as you can see here. If I can get that drone into focus there, how ginger he is for a drone. So that's why we have a lot of light bees. Obviously these ginger drones are in the apiary anyway. When these queens are going out to mate, they're obviously mating with some of these drones, and hence why the bees are so light. We've got a freshly emerged bee here as well, I can point it out. You know, there's a couple there actually, they almost look transparent. So they're fresh out the cells. Another one here by my thumb. So that recently hatched, fresh out the cells, and they're still almost fluffy. So it's great to see the bees so active again after a couple of days of torrential rain. I said we came up last week and there was a noticeable So we came up last week and it was noticeable that the lack of flow. Well, this is gonna fucking hammer me, this bee. So it's great to see the bees so active again today after coming last week and seeing a noticeable drop in the flow of nectar. There's a pointing out the brambles in full flow now, or as good as. So we're gonna have a couple of weeks of that, I'd say, before everything else starts again in summer. So like I said, the bees are really active, back to filling the supers. To be honest, I've not been concerned about starvation or anything like that at any point in this season, really. They've got plenty of stores in the brood boxes, these bees, and they're packing even more and more upstairs now, so which is a good sign. We've just done a little bit of tinkering there. We've done a demo on one, we've made a couple of splits, left the queens in the boxes, just taken some brood and bees away. We actually brought some virgin queens up here, so we've ran some virgin queens into those nukes, just to relieve some pressure, really, just to decompress those boxes. So next week we should start seeing some mated queens in these splits that we made the other week. They'll have been out this week, or they will get out this week, and then we'll start seeing some eggs from now on. But all in all, cracking sight, and we're going to start pulling honey on it soon, hopefully. So now that the OSR is finished, our next main crop that we target, other than the spring flow from our static sites, is the field beans. But due to the poor and wet weather all the way through early spring, the field beans were late going in, and I don't know if you can see or make that out, but I'd say these field beans are a good way yet of flowering. So I think another month before these are ready. If they've been patched up there, so we've almost got 2 sets of flowering on this site. So we've got the earlier sown stuff in the rows that you can see, and then on the lighter rows in between is where it's been patched in, which is probably a good thing for us, in all honesty. It's spaced out and the bees can maximise it a little bit better then. So quite a productive day. Just got back from Liverpool now, and on the way back called in on our current cell builder to pull the frame. So we've just come at the finisher. We've got around, it's not my most successful graft by any means, but we've got around 40 cells or so. So 40 F1 queens can't be sniffed at, can it? So all we're going to do now is place them in our incubator, ready for hatching in a week's time or so. So other people doing it in different ways. This is how I prefer to do mine. So I've used a couple of methods in the past. In one of our very first videos I mentioned that we used to have a little tiny, I think it was a Suro 20, something like incubator, and we could fit around, probably around 20 cells in, 20 to 30 cells. We soon grew out of that, and obviously I've got the great big Brincy now, the 4th floor, 5th floor, whatever it is. But the issue was keeping them secure whilst they were in the incubator as well, so I came up with this method. So this is just some model foam, pre-drilled out to take the roller cages, and then all we do is just obviously take the cells off the bars, place them in upside down, like so, and then they sit in the incubator until hatching. So there we go, tidy and secure. Like I said, we'll place those in the incubator and they should be good in a week or so. So I'll let some of them hatch out in here, but some of them I will go and put in nut box straight away using our little cages I showed you the other week, and they'll hatch straight into the hives. And like I said, we'll walk some of the virgins in once hatched. And we've still got 3 left to use from the last batch, so busy at the moment. As I've said, the field bean is still a fair way off yet, so we may as well, if we're not making honey, we may as well be making some bees. Should just fit in. Stick those virgins in the bottom for now.